Hi, Jane here. Glad you joined me. This time I want to talk to you about free writing. I want to tell you what it is and why you need to be doing it. Is writing hard for you to get started with? I always say that writers write. That's what makes a writer a writer. They simply write. But I also know that writers also can avoid writing at various times and for a lot of different reasons. And so I've got a tip for you to help anybody get past that, and that is free writing. Now, I've been doing this for over 20 years, long before I ever knew that it had a name. I just figured that it worked for me, and so I've done it faithfully, daily, virtually every day for over 20 years. And that's a lot of free writing, and I can tell you that it really helps. Now, what is it? Well, it's basically sitting down and just writing what comes to your mind, what comes up in your heart. You're writing free of judgment. There's no right or wrong to it. You're just writing what's there when you sit down to do it. You don't listen to the grammar police. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't care if everything's put together right. That's not the point. You let that go. You turn off the self-censorship. You just write what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Good, bad, right or wrong, up or down, inside or outside. It's just there, so you're writing it out. It's also free from that internal. There's the censor that tells you can't say that. There's the internal editor that tells you you're saying it wrong. This shuts him off too. We're not listening to any of that. This is free writing. You are free to express yourself. Whatever's on the inside of you, let it come out. Fast and furious for a specified amount of time. It's also a good space to get used to expressing your innermost thoughts and feelings. So many times, if we're not careful, we're led by outside influences to say certain things or not say certain things. That's where political correctness comes in. So we're throwing all of that away. You're going to write whatever it is that on the inside of you you think or feel or just want to express. There's no specific purpose or direction to it. It's free. It's free. And this also expands, gives you an opportunity to expand ideas. Whatever comes into your head, follow it. Go for it. It's loosening up all the boundaries. So can you see through all of that? That's a very loose definition. It's not a textbook definition, but it's Jane's working definition of free writing. It's writing whatever comes to mind. Just let it flow freely without any judgment, censorship, or perfection influence. Just let her go and see what comes out. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can read a lot of things online and you can get a lot of great tips and information about it. This is my way of doing it. This is how I approach it. Like I said, I've been doing it for a long time. So basically, all you need is some paper, my favorite paper, yours. You need your favorite writing instrument, and you need 15 minutes of time every day. That's all you need. That's all it takes to do that. Well, how do you do that? Let me share with you how I do my free writing. Now, this has changed through the years, and years will modify too, and I'm not a soldier that I religiously and, faithfully do the same steps day in and day out, but this is the general flow of how my life has worked. I get up in the morning, and I open the blinds, and I put on some coffee, and I pet the cat, and I get my coffee fixed, and I go get situated in my most comfortable chair where I like to write, and I have a conversation with the cat. You have to talk to the cat. So I get all that out of the way, and then I move her to what I call a non-annoying position. Now, she may be on my lap somewhere. She may be in the chair with me. She may be over in her little spot. But I get her to where she's just going to mellow out and not bother me. And if you have pets, You need to figure out what that might be for you at whatever time you do your free writing, and get them to cooperate with you so that you're not flustered and bothered by them. Because my cat really knows when to get me and when not to. And so she's kind of learned in the mornings when I start to do this process, she just lays down and does her little thing and gives me my time. Once I get to that point, I grab out my favorite paper, which for me, for years, I've just used yellow legal pads. I like them. They work for me. They come in different colors. You don't have to have yellow, but right now I'm kind of stuck on the yellow ones. Narrow ruled if I can get them. And I grab my favorite pen, which is just an old gel pen for now. And I set a timer on my phone for 30 minutes. 15 is not enough for me. And hopefully you will grow past the 15 too. But 15 will get you going. So I'll just give you 15. But I set my timer for my 30 minutes. And as soon as I hit the button, I lay my phone down on the table and I just put pen to paper, and as fast as I can go. I don't stop to think about what I'm doing. I write down whatever comes to mind. Now, I do mine first thing in the morning for a reason, and a lot of people do also. But for me, it kind of clears my mind, because sometimes you wake up with just a lot of thoughts in your head, things that you were thinking about before you went to bed, things you dreamed about, projects you have going. There's this little stew of stuff going on. And that's going to be true whenever you do it. But free writing, that's some of the first stuff, sometimes, a lot of times, that just comes out the pen, just whoosh, as fast as you can go, and get it out of the way. And then the next thought, and you'll find that it's not difficult, because the thoughts will just begin to flow freely. It'll just be one on top of the other. Sometimes they go super fast. Sometimes I get to take a breath between, but I just write furiously and follow the flow. When the flow slows down, I don't worry about it. I don't think about it. I just sit and take another sip of coffee and go back into my thinking, and boom, here it comes again. I do that until my timer goes off. Once the timer goes off, I close the notebook. I don't read it. I don't go back to look at it. Now, some people recommend that you can even throw this away if you want to, and that's true. For my own experience, I do best through the years. I've just held on to them. Now, I don't have 20 years full of binders. I have a lot of written material, but I don't have 20 years of this free writing. But I do have a lot of it. I tend to go back through mine, because you'll find in there some stuff that you'll be able to use later as a writer. And that's really helpful. And it's good because, I've gotten out of my head and it's on this paper. I can find it later. Then your mind will let that go. So that's how you do it. Why do you do it? Well, there are as many reasons to do free writing as there are people on the planet, probably. But I kind of isolated the 5 top ones that I see. There are many more. But number 1, it creates an ongoing daily writing practice. It gets you in the habit of writing something every day. And that is just so beneficial, because it keeps the flow going. You don't have to start from scratch every time you sit down to write. I may not write on a project for a while, but by free writing, when I sit down and it's time to write, I'm ready to write. I'm used to the flow, and it just comes up. I don't think about it anymore. But I remember way back when I kind of did, but now I don't. It developed that writing habit in me, and you need that. That will help you so much. So that's my number 1 reason to do free writing. My second one is that it makes you more aware of the real you, your authentic self. Like I mentioned, we're told so much of what to think and how to think, and this is good and that is bad, that it tends to make a person fall out of connection with what you really think. What do I really think? What do I really feel? I don't know what you feel, so write it down so that someone could understand it, so that you can see it. And as you write those thoughts, you make contact with your real self, and you find out in there that, there's something pretty good here. God didn't make any mistakes. So you get to know yourself better, and that's incredibly important and valuable as a writer. It's very important. The third one is that it kind of works together with the second one, but in finding that authentic self and doing the free writing, taking the limits off, you're actually developing a boldness to express your own truth. We can, you can even look at, you'll find people that believe similar things, and they'll believe a lot of things the same, but there are other points where there's not so much agreement, and all of that to say we don't all think and do the same things on the inside, and there's nothing wrong with that. No one person has all the truth and nothing but the truth. We're a work in process, each one of us individually and collectively. So this process will give you the boldness to begin to express your truth. If you're writing if you want to write an autobiography, or you want to write stories that reflect your belief system, free writing will help you gain the boldness to step out there and just put it out there. Just write it. There's no right or wrong, just express it. And that boldness to do that really, really is bolstered through the process of free writing. The fourth one, I just call it, tossing out your trash. We all have internal trash. Like I said, we have dreams that we wake up with. Somebody hurt my feelings yesterday and I didn't deal with it. So I woke up with it this morning and my feelings are still hurt, and now I've probably made a judgment or two about it. So free writing helps me deal with all that. I get it out, I get past it, I get over it. I repent where I need to, forgive where I need to, and I just move on. But free writing is an excellent place to bring that stuff up and just clear the stream. Just get the trash out. Just take out the garbage, and it just frees you up. Free, there's that word again. And the last one that I really appreciate about free writing is that it helps you get past your past. Everybody has a past. We all have a past, and we've all made mistakes. We've all done dumb stuff, bad stuff, whatever kind of stuff. We all have stuff back there. And the common truth to all of us is you can't go back and change it. So work your way through that. Let it go. Find yourself in today. Deal with your past. And in dealing with it, shake hands with it and let it go by. And free writing is just an excellent place to let that process happen. So, like I said, there's so many more things that can take place in a positive way for you through free writing. I just really encourage you to just step out, get you some paper, get your favorite pen. Just one more little thing. It's cheating if you use, it's not cheating, but you don't get the effect if you use your tablet or your computer or whatever. Typing on a keyboard isn't it. There is, and there's a lot of information out there. There is a connection between writing with your hand and your heart. And just that process of writing with your hand, with a pen or pencil or crayon or, writing instrument of your choice, that really opens you up to make contact with what's down there inside yourself. I hope you've gotten something out of this today. I sure enjoy talking with you every time. If you have a writing project that you're working on and you just need some help, I would be glad to help you. Please use the contact button down below, or just go to janerucker.com and hit the contact button and send me an email. Let's talk about your project. Let's get you going. In the meantime, thank you very much. Robin, my cat, has come in to tell me that it's time to close this video. So we'll talk to you next time. Thank you, and God bless.